Eagles that bad, or are the Saints that good?
The Saints are that good. Now, with the Chiefs play tonight, but as of right now, the Saints are the best team in football. Skip, the last 3 games, they punted 4 times. Let that sink in. The last 3 games, they have 4 punts. That's unheard of. They dropped 45 on the Rams. They dropped 50-plus on the Bengals. They dropped another 48 on the defending Super Bowl champs.
Records are falling.
And what makes them so dynamic is because they can run the ball with the best team in the NFL. They got 2 runners. Ingram and Kamara can run with anybody. They also can catch with anybody. And now you got Drew Brees with pinpoint accuracy. Really, he only has one receiver that we like, a household name. That's Michael Thomas. He's starting to become a household name. We still don't look at Michael Thomas like we look at Julio, or like we look at AB, or like we look at D-Hop in Houston, or we look at Odell. But Skip, he's every bit. And Drew Brees is throwing guys open. Skip, he got a lot of undrafted free agents down there catching the ball. He makes them look good. You see that? That's special. I mean, this offense is historically great. Now Drew Brees is 25 touchdowns, 1 interception. And Skip, in 14 years, I've been very, very cautious. And even my years of covering the game after I left it, to not use this word, which is quit. But the Saints made the Eagles quit yesterday. The Eagles just didn't quit. The Saints made them quit. Made them tap out. Never seen anything like it. The defending Super Bowl champs, Jenny had it in the read. This is the worst loss by defending champ ever. And that's what happens. That's what the Saints... See, the Saints don't call the dogs off. It's not my job to all of a sudden go into chill mode and just run the ball here and punt the ball. Or just, little short passes and try to get... No. You get paid. You get to meet just like I do. So I'm doing you a favor. See, Skip, I'm a firm believer. I want my coach to run it up. Because, see, I'm doing the opposing team a favor. I'm letting you know you need to get better players. You need to coach better. You need to meet a little better. Because right now, whatever you're doing, it's not working. Dougie P, you got to regroup, bro. The defense is not nearly. They did all this talking, Skip, we have fun and the other team don't have fun and this team have bandwagon fans and we don't get any respect. I don't care about that. Because you winning the Super Bowl was not going to have an effect on 2018. Going back to the drawing board, getting back on your grind, that was what's going to help you. But the Saints, now I want to see what Patrick, my homeboy, going to do tonight.
True.
Because there's a good chance he might throw for 5 or 6 tubs. But right now, as I'm speaking, that's the best team in football right there.
You just accused a team of quitting that you are still hanging on and picking to win the NFC East. I want to remind you of that. You good with that?
I believe in Dougie P.
Okay.
I believe in Dougie P going to coach him up.
Really?
I believe they got too much pride in that locker room to let what happened yesterday happen again. Yeah, I do.
So, Jenny, would you please ask me that question?
I don't ask him. You already know the question.
I can't remember it.
Oh,
How
really?
did it go?
Are the Saints that good, or are the Eagles that bad?
The Eagles quarterback is that bad. Thank you. Thank you for asking me that. The Eagles quarterback is that bad.
You know what?
In fact, he was getting shown up so badly by Drew Brees yesterday that's maybe why the Eagles defense and the rest of them just gave up. Because Carson Wentz was abominable yesterday. And I appreciated the fact that Troy Aikman on the Fox telecast twice raised the issue of his accuracy or lack thereof. Twice Troy said that there is some growing concern here because he's not that accurate. I have been trying to tell you that from the start. He can go a little deer in headlights. Unless he's throwing to Zach Ertz, he goes wild high, he goes wild low, and I'm just not sold on him. I'm not sure he's still the quote-unquote best quarterback in the NFC East.
Yes, you are.
Because the Dallas quarterback is getting a little better, and all of a sudden it's starting to feel like the Dallas quarterback has passed Carson, W-I-N-C-E, because when he throws, I wince, as in, yikes, that looked bad.
See, the thing is, and I don't want Troy to be a prisoner of the moment. Everybody is going to look inaccurate. If the guy they're going against on the other sideline is Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, all the greats. When you play against that guy, because sometimes he'll throw for more touchdowns than he has incompletions.
Do you think New Orleans has a great defense?
I think
they do not.
But here's the thing, what makes them so dynamic, Skip, is that they put so much pressure. You know, your offense knows if you score less than 30, you're not beating them. So they lost the opening game. What was the magic number that Fitzmagic got to? What did they have, 45, 48 points? So they put so much.
48 to 40.
Right. So you know you have to score.
Yep.
That's what puts so much pressure on you. But in that building, Skip, and it looks like someone, in order to get to where's the Super Bowl this year in Atlanta, you're gonna have to detour. You're gonna have to go down to New Orleans to come back to the Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta. So you're gonna have to beat them there. That's no easy task.
So it was interesting yesterday, Jenny. I thought of Dak Prescott's worst game last year when he went into his post-Atlanta tailspin. His worst QBR last year was 13. Carson Wentz yesterday had 12. He had a 12 QBR. That's worse than any game.
Yeah, this is not about no comparison. This is about, can we talk about the Eagles?
Interesting. I like this. So what did I keep telling you about Carson Wentz? He's got one security blanket, and it is Zach Ertz. Zach or bust. He had thrown him the 5th most targets going into yesterday's game in the NFL. It's like Jarvis Landry and Julio and Odell and Adam Thielen. Yeah, those are the guys above him. So he was the 5th most targets. So what did Sean Payton say yesterday? Carson, you cannot have him. You can't have him. He threw him 3 balls yesterday because he was covered the whole game, and he caught 2 for 15 yards, and that's how you beat the Eagles. That's how you turn Carson Wentz into an off-target basket case, dare I say. That's what he looked like, off-target basket case.
Yeah, his accuracy suffered. They put pressure on Skip. They put pressure on him. They rattled him early. That's what you try to do. You try to look. I don't care who your quarterback is. Get to him early and see what happens.
And meanwhile, I'm going to say exactly what I said 1 week ago sitting in this chair. Drew Brees is pulling away in the MVP race from Pat, your homeboy, right?
What we see tonight? What happens?
This is a huge stage for Patrick Mahomes.
Let me ask you a question.
It is huge.
My homeboy goes and do what I think he's going to do, probably throw 5 or 6 tubs. Now what?
Well, I got to tell you, yesterday was what for Drew Brees? Because I'm looking at what he did. Michael Thomas only caught 4 balls yesterday. Now, albeit for 92 yards, but he only caught 4 balls.
What about
so I'm looking at, wait a second, who are these people? Keith Kirkwood, to your point that you just made, he's undrafted rookie out of Temple. He's catching balls all over the carpet yesterday. And I look up and I say, the tight end, Josh Hill, he was once undrafted out of Idaho State. Who is he? Where did he come from? And then Taquan Smith, he's a rookie he was a 3rd-round pick, but he's just a rookie out of UCF. And he had 13 targets yesterday and caught 10 passes for 157 yards. Drew Brees is going Brady-esque. It doesn't matter who you give him; he throws them all open.
When you're a great quarterback, that's what you do. You don't have to have 3 top-level receivers in order for you to put up numbers. When you're a great quarterback, you make the guys that you have, you make them better than what they actually are.
Also catching balls from Drew Brees yesterday, Dan Arnold, undrafted out of Wisconsin, and Austin Carr. Remember the great Austin Carr for their broadcast?
The Notre Dame great.
But he was undrafted as a receiver out of Northwestern. How's he doing this? This is MVP stuff. He's having his greatest year ever, and he doesn't have an MVP.
Well, we're not doing Lifetime Achievement Awards.
But we're doing narrative.
Yeah.
This is the narrative that you're going to have to beat, and I don't think Patrick Mahomes can beat it.
Well, we're going to see tonight. We'll see tonight what he does. I mean, if he goes out there and performs like I think he will, we'll have a different conversation tomorrow. But Drew Brees is playing unbelievable. The accuracy is as good as we've ever seen it, and coming from... For us to sit here and say, okay, last year he broke the record with 72% completion. This year he's at 77.5%, 78%. How do you get better than that? So almost 8 out of 10 passes when the ball leaves his hand is complete. If you complete 60% of your balls, that's a heck of a completion percentage. Drew Brees is almost 80%, which is unheard of.
So I told you last week, I thought their best receiver is Alvin Kamara coming out of the backfield, like he's a quasi-wide receiver.
Yeah.
He caught 1 ball yesterday. It was the ball because it was 4th and 6, 37 yards for a touchdown. But this is Sean Payton. He gets full of himself. He likes to front run. He likes to rub it in.
But
he says, stop me. And right now, he's got the hottest quarterback in pro football.
And let that sink in, Skip. On 4th and 6,
yeah,
we line a running back out wide, and we throw it to him. Not Michael Thomas, not to a wide receiver, not to a tight end. We'll line our running back and let him run a 9 route, which is a go route, and we're going to throw it to him.
Well, they did it all last year. They did it in Minnesota in the playoff game, effectively.
And now think about it now. They've beaten Minnesota. They've beaten the Rams. They hung 50-plus on the Bengals. And now they just did a number on the defending Super Bowl champ. Now, I believe the game Thanksgiving, it's a rivalry game between the Falcons. I can see this game being somewhere in the 40s because, it was New Orleans got a 6-point win earlier this year. But when it's a division game, Skip, you really throw the records out the window because you never know. Because look at the Broncos. The Broncos had no business whatsoever beating the Chargers. Phillip Rivers had 400 yards passing. But you turn it over, you let a team hang around, and the next thing you know, they're lining up to kick the game-winning field goal, and you go like, what happened?
So, Shannon Sharp and I share only one thing this year. We both picked New Orleans to get to the Super
like
Bowl.
my pick a little bit more than yours because you picked somebody else in the AFC. But I like my pick a little better than yours.
Agree there.
I'm real good with my AFC pick still.
You sure?
Yeah, because Tom Brady got to rest. I don't know, maybe he...
Why didn't he rest? Pliability. He don't need no rest.
He's not. He's.
I know he should. Hey, he rested that game last week.
Well, he was in New York. He went to Hamilton. He's good now.
He did go to Hamilton.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's
Because
good.
Tennessee Titans put that burr on
Broadway
him.
fan.
Man,
Okay, we are moving on to